The Lord be with you.
and with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
When Jesus came to the territory of the Gadarenes, two demoniacs who were coming from the tombs met him. They were so savage that no one could travel by that road. They cried out, "What have you to do with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the appointed time?" Some distance away, a herd of many swine was feeding. The demons pleaded with him, "If you drive us out, send us into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go then." They came out and entered the swine, and the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea, where they drowned. The swineherds ran away, and when they came to the town, they reported everything, including what had happened to the demoniacs. Thereupon the whole town came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to leave their district. Dear friends, brothers and sisters, the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, and welcome to the Minor Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag. Ganun din sa mga sumusubaybay sa atin in all parts of the world via live stream. In the Gospel reading, we can see that Jesus entered a place that is marked by fear, because they were savage demoniacs, darkness, spiritual oppression, and isolation. Sounds familiar, perhaps for many of us, because our world makes us afraid because of what is happening around us, or because of our own personal problems, or the challenges that life presents to us. The two demoniacs were living far from civilization, and they were terrifying others. And yet, Jesus, coming from calming a storm yesterday, Jesus came not to judge the two people, but with the authority, mercy, and love of the Son of God. He only said two words, and they were transformed. The demoniacs knew who Jesus was, and Jesus only said two words, "Go then," and they became transformed. They became free from the chains that bound them. Perhaps many of us also are like that in some way, and Jesus is always doing what he did in that region of the Gadarenes. It reveals a profound truth. There is no place that is too dark or too problematic, no soul that is too lost, and no situation too broken for Jesus to enter in and redeem. In other words, Jesus does not avoid the mess that sometimes we are in. He goes there. Nakikialam ang Panginoon sa ating human situation. But what is surprising is the reaction of the people taking care of the swine. They did not see what the transformation that happened to the two demoniacs, to the two possessed persons. They said, "What a loss. All their pigs drowned in the sea. They could not count the loss." So they said, "Pwede ba, can you just leave our town? It is good for us to just be here and raise our pigs and sell them later," etc. So sometimes that is also what we do, no? In our lives, if we are already in our so-called comfort zone, I don't know if you find yourself sometimes praying, Lord, I am okay. I'm in the right place. I have reached my comfort zone. Please don't change my life. You know, there are some people who would pray that, Lord, huwag mo na akong pakialaman, okay na ako. And that, I think, is what's being presented to us in today's gospel. If we find ourselves fearing or afraid or being oppressed or being bound by whatever it is easy for the Lord to enter into our lives and to transform us. But there are also moments in our lives when perhaps we are familiar with suffering or the comfortable life, and we do not want that to change. But Jesus sometimes, when He intervenes in our lives, presents us with the unfamiliarity of what it is to be free. So if, for example, at this very moment we are confronted with many things in life, but if we find ourselves in our comfort zones, even if we are experiencing these things, we have to pray that Jesus intervene in our lives so that we can see our own transformation. That is the choice that we can make.